Hello, everyone. The Lord has brought to mind a few more dreams that I had completely forgotten, and as that happens, I'll be posting new ones, or if I get any new ones. This is dream number 11 regarding the church, and it's regarding the sheep and neglect, I guess, basically is what it is. So I was asleep at night once again and had a dream. And in this dream, I was walking through this agriculture building type of a thing. And it was in pristine shape. It was spotlessly clean. It was a beautiful building, and it was noticeably beautiful. Like, it was a building kept in perfect shape, was some sort of agriculture building. I don't know exactly in the dream, but it had, it was like a huge building, and kind of remind me, like, I'm from Ontario, and there is still a place called the Western Fair, which used to have an agricultural building in it. Although this one, it's something like that, like it was huge like that, except this was a building that was in pristine shape, beautiful, shining floors, everything. And you could walk around and see the animals in the little fenced off areas. And so I'm walking through and I'm looking at each section, just like it used to be in the fairgrounds, only way better. And spotless floors, shining. And this building, even the building bricks were, just perfect and sparkling clean. And a fancy, like maybe $1 million building or something, I don't know. But I'm just guessing it would have been a lot of money that they put into this building. It was so nice. So I'm walking through and I'm looking at all the different animals and exhibits and that, and the animals in each stall or area were just like a stall, only just spotless, beautiful shape, excellent care. They had water, they had food, they had it was clean, spotless, not anything on the ground. Just someone must have been cleaning constantly. There, fresh hay, all of that, like cattle, whatever, all different animals, all the way through. So I go through and I'm thinking, wow, this is really, really good. They're very well looked after, the animals, and the building is pristine and clean, and they're well cared for. And then at the end, I get to this one section in the same building beside the others, and I look in, and this one had sheep in it. And there were sheep in this stall, and they were not looked after. In fact, they were neglected. And this is in the same building with all the other animals. This was the only stall with the sheep in it, in this beautiful building, and they were malnourished, like bones, just laying there. They were too weak to stand up. They were not fed. They didn't have the clean stall that the rest had. They were very neglected and malnourished and deprived, and nobody cared about the sheep area, and all the rest was kept perfect. And I got upset, and I saw these sheep, just laying, suffering, and too weak to get up, and not nourished. And so I ran, and I was telling the owners, and the keepers, you've got to do something. These sheep, they're neglected, and they're hungry, and they're this and that. I can't remember exactly, but I said, you've got to do something. I complained about the state they were in, and they're malnourished, and you've got to give them water and everything. Like, I don't remember the exact words, but along those lines, I was just saying, like, this is not good. and they just didn't want to bother doing anything or listen to me at all. And so I was just right up in arms, and I just was beside myself, and I went back. They wouldn't help me. So I went back to that stall and I said, you know, I made up my mind, I'm going to have to rescue these sheep. Nobody's doing anything. And I woke up. You know, this I put as a church video because it made me think of the beautiful churches and the sheep, the body of Christ, neglected, but the buildings were beautiful, pristine, $1 million buildings, but the sheep inside were suffering neglect. God bless.